Kelly, and I'm a painter and a figurative painter, and I paint in oils, and I've been dabbling in photography. You know, I'm a tall person, so I'm almost working to a physical scale of my physical scale almost, and my husband's 6'4", and my children are giants, and I have the great good fortune to be in a studio that's quite commodious, so I can work large. If I go too small, it starts to look kind of illustrative, which is something I don't want. I want them to function as paintings in their own right, not as an illustration. So not that, I mean, I'm a great fan of illustration, but I don't want my work to be too illustrative. So it's always that kind of a dance between, you know, the painting and then the story. I often, in which I gravitate to shooting people and doing street photography, and so sometimes that comes in. They're not really illustrating anything particular. It's like I'll put people in purely because they function within the composition to make it a complete painting. I'll sacrifice the story if the painting is going to be stronger, and maybe something under those paintings, there's usually many different paintings that they've evolved to. I mean, people are taken out, people are painted in, people, you know, it's ruthless business. We were visiting a friend who was dying, and he had fallen and had a black eye, and we spent the last two weeks with him out of the last month of his life, and it was, I don't know, I just sort of thought of it as a metaphor for living, and you can get away from associating it with violence, but more with just our human bodies that are very vulnerable and very frail. I mean, living is hard work, and sometimes we show the knocks that we've taken living that hard. So I just stick them in occasionally when, you know, it strikes me to, but there's no real agenda. I like to use sometimes things that will draw the viewer in, like a black eye or an octopus or a bubble bear, just because, you know, we're seeing figures every day. We're seeing something, and even though I'm not working in a particularly naturalistic way, you know, how is it going to be more interesting to the viewer than just, you know, looking out your bus window? So, you know, especially if someone's not a painter and they're not responding to the formal qualities of art, they'll want to, so what's going to make it pop? So that's why sometimes bubble bears and things like that get in. Thinking about art and thinking about, you know, not looking at the walls, you know, not taking it for granted, and I think that that's something that Kent does wonderfully. Is your public art is always interesting and varied and exciting, and I'm just really happy to be able to be part of it.